Hey everyone, it's Greg from Stationery Shenanigans. Happy Saturday. It is Saturday evening here, and Saturday is for stationery. Just kidding, I totally just made that up. So in this quick video, I wanted to talk about an update to the last video I had about watercoloring in my traveler's notebook. And before I get into that, I have a lot more things I want to make a video for, but I was on a work trip and I got home last night, so I haven't had time to sit down and plan and really just kind of catch up on things. But I did do some watercoloring and I wanted to share it before it goes any further, if it's going to go any further. Spoiler alert, just kidding. I also want to say that thank you for everyone who has engaged with me on YouTube. I have a blast watching your videos and reading your comments and us having such a good back and forth. It's a really great community, especially here at Stationery. It's not something that a lot of people are into, so this has been a really great experience for me to find you all on YouTube, and I hope that we keep going and do more, awesome things. So thank you so much. So let's just talk about watercolors, and then hopefully I'll have a new video maybe tomorrow or at some point this week. So in my last video, I talked about two items that I picked up I wanted to try using. One was the Staedtler tinted watercolor pencils that I got, I think, at Michael's. And then this, which some of you, were interested in, was this the Viva color sheets, which are like watercolor in sheet form that you just wet and use. So first up, I'm just gonna show you what I did, just a page of, just watercolor doodles basically to test these two things out. This is a judgment-free zone. I'm not good at watercoloring or art really in general. I just enjoy it. So I am not a professional, so just please keep that in mind. So what I did was in my notebook, I just used a plain, I think this is a plain, this is just regular plain, this isn't like a special edition. Yeah, this is just a plain regular size notebook. And ignore this, that went awry. This is like a portrait activity I did. For reference, I had taken one of those classes you see maybe advertised with Domestika, and it was like drawing a world around you, and it was really interesting. I don't think I would recommend it to anyone or do it again, but from my sketchbook from that class, we did like this activity of kind of doing like quick illustration style portraits. So that's what inspired me to try doing something like that with watercolor, and this is with colored pencil, so that's where that comes from. And then I messed it up with not being good at it, and it just smeared pink everywhere. So anyway, so on the top here, I just drew a coffee cup with like a Sakura Pigma, or which marker was it? One of those, I have one here. Should have thought about this better. Don't have it out, so I have no idea where it went. But just like a fine liner, that's waterproof. And then I painted with a brown, red, green, got a little smudged. And then I just did like a little plant. You can see that, so these are the Vivic watercolors. I feel like the colors are really vivid. They go on well. I enjoyed them. I was excited because I was like, this is perfect. You can just flap them closed and then put them back in your traveler's notebook case and be on your way. I also used a tiny green paintbrush from Princeton Paintbrushes, or whatever it's called, Princeton Art and Brush. This size one, which was pretty good. Actually, it was a little bit too big, so I think next time I'm going to try to use something smaller. So the few colors that I did use, you can swatch them on here, as you can see, and I think I used the Happy Yellow and this. Okay, so stories about this is that it's really hard to go between colors, and that's what I wanted to say. When you, let's say you want to paint something red, and they're like, okay, I want to go get saffron. Well, it smears because it's not dried yet, right? Of course. So there are these plastic sheets in between to kind of help you manage, but I felt like it did get kind of a little bit messy. So I think the smartest option, if you get something like this, it's still great to travel with, right? It's like the profile of, like a small checkbook or something, is to cut them so they're all separate. They can all be separate pages. Well, are they front and back? Okay, even then, that's not really gonna work. So you can go between colors more easily and not create a mess. See how it got all, and I did very little. This is just from little doodles. So that's the only downside to this. So maybe cut them up and then you could rubber band them, or just plan on the order of the colors that you're using so you don't have to go back and forth. So maybe this is better if you're just using one color, like let's say you're journaling, you just want to like do a background of metallic sky blue really quickly and then you put it to the side and do your journaling. So it's probably better for that kind of thing, not for actual painting things. So that I kind of learned the hard way, but otherwise I'm gonna keep trying to use them. I think they're really interesting. It's a cool concept. So that's the Viviva colors. And then here are the Staedtler tinted watercolor pencils. I did like these more than I thought. So what I did is I tried to draw, and what I'm doing in my traveler's notebook now is I'm notating what materials I use so I can go back and reference and remember them, because my memory is going as I get older. So I tried to draw a coffee cup in two as close to possible. How do I want to say this? As close. Wow, I'm tired. I do have an iced coffee, so that's kind of helping. Draw the same thing next to each other, and one is going to get with water and one is going to be without water. So I just use these colors, and surprisingly, I thought even without water, it kind of looks kind of cool because they're these tinted colors, right? And then with water, it kind of gives it like a deeper intensity. So I'm actually gonna try these more. Thing that I was not happy about, and maybe it's just because I don't have the best eyes, is that they don't write the color on the pencil. It just says Made in Germany, Staedtler, tinted with the paintbrush logo, and then there's like the serial number. They have colors on the tips, which you can probably see here, but unless you're under really good lighting, it's kind of hard to differentiate. I can't say that. Kind of hard to tell the difference between the different ones. Like I was using the purples and then I had to look up close because I couldn't realize which purple was which. And this kind of can look brown. And this, I guess, is the gray one, but it's because they're tinted, right? So Staedtler, if you're listening, maybe put names of colors on the side of your pencils for people who might be visually impaired, or it's just hard to tell. I don't know, what do you all think? That was kind of hard. So definitely enjoyed that. So I will be trying more watercoloring. I actually feel glad that I just went ahead and did it without any kind of plan. Like I didn't want to journal specifically, I just wanted to take a page, and I did use my clips and I did use my writing board, even with the regular notebook paper, and I feel like I laid this on pretty thick. It doesn't seep through, so of course, you know, we all know that Traveler's Company has really good notebooks, but I was surprised this isn't a watercolor notebook, it's just a plain notebook, and it still took really well to the watercolor. So yeah, so I just wanted to update you all on my watercolor journey. I hope to be uploading more soon and recommending some of the channels that I've been interacting with. I hope you all have a good weekend. You're able to do something good for yourself, do something creative, do something with stationery. I'm hoping to kind of get my mojo back tomorrow. I have plans to wake up early and just work on some stuff. So we'll see how that goes. So anyway, thank you all for watching and have a nice weekend.